Hello and welcome! My name is Lilith, and this is a WoW video. It's been a while since I've done one. I know I put out a little goof the other day about dying to the fishes, but other than that, it's been a while since I've done a raid video. I believe Nighthold was the last one. So here we are. This is the Eternal Palace. This is the first boss, Abyssal Commander Savara. And we are on Heroic, so a little bit tougher than normal, that's for sure. A lot more damage going out. I am playing as a Resto Shaman. And I am healing with a Disc Priest and a Holy Paladin. Our tanks are a DK and a Paladin. We have 16 people in our group. And we have a couple of wipes, but for the most part, it was pretty good. If you're curious, why have one person selected the entire time? I promise I am not just healing that one person. All my heals are mouse over macros, so I just have to mouse over them and then I click my button and it heals them. If you're curious to see what I'm healing, what buttons I'm pressing and who I'm healing, on the top left of my screen there's a details there. It has on the left the heal spell I'm using or the spell I'm using, and on the right who I'm directing that at. Obviously AoEs, it won't have anyone's name there, but it'll still say that I casted it. But anyway, welcome to the first fight. As you can see, lots of damage going out. There's two buffs. There's Frost and Poison. Poison, you want to move as little as possible. Frost, you want to keep moving because if you don't, you will get frozen solid, which on one of these attempts, that's exactly what happens to me because I was trying to heal people and I was not paying attention. Yeah, that was smart. She also shoots out javelins at people. So as you can see, that boom. Oh, no, that was a tank. The tank got speared in front of me, and he died. Yeah, don't get the tank speared. It's bad. But someone has to click them out of there, or yeah, you die. I mean, not a good thing. As you can see, there's little splotches on the ground. Every once in a while, someone on each side will get a swirly around them, and you have to stack with them so they don't die from the damage. And then, so like Overflowing Chill is going on, and Overflowing Venom. So you want to stack with them, whoever's got the same color as you, so that way you don't end up creating more damage going out, because there's already enough as it is, and if you do that, you are going to piss off your healers. Let me just tell you. But I use bigwigs and I use weak auras to help with knowing what abilities are coming and what they're at the moment. Yeah, I kind of forgot to clear my stacks, so I'm at like 5 stacks of toxic. This is terrible. Oh, 6. Yeah. So that's going to be a lot of damage going out. My bad. Sorry, everyone. But, yeah, as you can see, it's really heal intensive, and there's a lot of movement and a lot of just positioning. As you can see, you can run out of space to drop these puddles if they're just dropped wherever, and you want to drop them as close as possible. Realistically, this fight is kind of weird for me, just because of how people are standing most of the time. A lot of times people are really spread out, so it's hard for me to drop Healing Rain on the max amount of people that I want to drop it on. Thankfully, I do have where the Azurite trait that extends how big it is, which helps, because then I can get a couple more people in, or they can stand on one side and we can stand on the other. And but there's certain points where it's easier than others. Like when we're all stacked up, I can drop it really quick or whatever. But yeah, otherwise it's kind of a rough positioning where to throw Healing Rain. Especially when Frost and Poison get so separated. Here I'm just trying to die. Just running back and forth. This is a wipe. We had like no one alive. But it's sometimes it's easier just to throw it on melee, but a lot of times I feel like it's not needed because I'll chain heal into the tanks or I'll chain heal into the melee. Which is another thing, you know, if no one's close enough to get hit by your chain heal, then there's no point in chain healing. So this fight, it depends on the fight, but like every once in a while, like we were pretty well like stacked up. Like here, like I could get 3 of us, and then other people would actually like run into my Healing Rain, which you don't know how happy that makes me because it is so hard sometimes to get people to do that. They will literally stand like on the edge of it and not get in it, even though they need health. It drives me batshit crazy. But this group is pretty good about just like if they see it, they'll like walk into it. Maybe they're doing it unintentionally. I don't know. But either way, they're doing it, so that's helpful. But as you can see, everyone's kind of loosely spread. And thankfully, I have the trait where it lets me make my Healing Rain a little bit bigger because that helps too. But as you can see, we're trying to stack all of the puddles pretty close. Trying to do as much chain healing and frickin' getting the tanks up. And this fight is just really, really chaotic. At least I feel like it's really chaotic. Maybe not chaotic, but it just feels like there's so much damage going out that I have a hard time making sure that I am healing everyone. Like, everyone's at, like, 50% health the entire fight. And I just, like, I literally can't heal much more than I am. But I like this fight. It's fun. These kind of fights are enjoyable. Oh, yeah. So I'm Frost now, so I have to keep moving, which I hate so much. It's so annoying. I mean, yes, I have Spirit Walker's Grace, which allows me to cast while I'm moving. But it's still rough being on the Frost side because, yes, you can cast a spell, move, whatever, cast a couple spells and move. But it's easy to just tunnel vision into healing and just go for it. And then forget to move like I did there. So I got frozen for 6 seconds or whatever. And I just see everyone's health going down and I can't do anything. That's rough. So, yeah. But I now have, I got the perfect ring combination from Mechagon the other day. So now I have them when you heal someone below 50% health. You heal, I think it's 3 others for like 5,000 or something like that. So that'll help with the extra healing. And then I also have the benthic gloves that do the tidal droplets. And so it's, I got a lot of little extra healing going out, which is nice. Deferred Sentence is really nice, but it's not super helpful in this fight if you're Frost for a lot of it because you're constantly moving, so you're only healing for like just a little teeny bit. I do have my combat numbers off because realistically it's not really telling me much. And this way I can see all of the spell mechanics easier because, man, there's a lot going on in a lot of these fights and there's so many spell graphics. And I'm not going to lie, I am not using a super great computer, so whatever I can do to help so I don't lag or anything like that is what I try to do, especially if I'm trying to record, because then it's just up in the air how things are going to go, really. But yeah, so this fight is just, there's just so much healing going out. This fight in particularly, I'm like super glad that I have Visions of Perfection as my major essence. So that way I get the cooldown on Healing Tide Totem. And I also get random ones that'll just pop out for, I think it's like 5 seconds or something like that, because I have rank 2. And it'll heal me for a little bit, which some fights, it's whatever, but for this fight, it's almost never overhealing because almost no one's ever at max health. So pretty much everyone's sitting at 50% a lot of the time. So this fight, it's super great for our group in particular. I've actually found it to be pretty useful in a lot of situations. Like I use it in Mythic Pluses as well, and I don't have too many issues. It saves a lot of times for huge group damage. Yeah, sometimes it's a waste, but for the most part I've had good happenings with it. Alright, so this is the 3rd time, so 3rd time's a charm, right? I am just like, yes, please stand in my healing rain. I do have weak auras showing me how long my healing rain is down. So it disappears when it's not down, so I know that I need to cast it. I have one for knowing when I have Undulation, which is a talent. I use that one. A lot of people use Unleash Life, but I find one that I don't have enough like buttons that I can use to put it somewhere. So I almost never use it when I have it. And it's something that, yes, I could like eventually muscle memory and do. But for the most part, I use Undulation because I end up having to heal people that are pretty low. So just single target, sometimes the tank. So usually I run that as well for dungeons because I don't know. I just haven't had good luck with Unleash Life because I'm terrible about remembering that I have it. Because I feel like I have so many other cooldowns to use that it's not ingrained in my brain yet. And I'm really bad about other things too, obviously. Like, I should be casting Healing Rain more often and Chain Heals more often, and I should probably not be casting as many healing waves or healing surges, but when people are so low all the time, it's like, I need to single target that one. But it's something I'm working on. Same with using Cloudburst more often. Like, I take Echo of Elements, so I have the 2 charges. But I almost always have one available. Because I don't have enough, memory to use it all the time. I've tried, because I do have cooldowns on my screen for it. I made a weak aura, so I know how long it's up and when it'll pop, and I also got to remember that it's okay to pop it early, because a lot of times I'll just let it run its course, which, like for this fight, most of the time, perfectly fine, because there's always damage going out, and people are always in need of heals, but I can pop it early. It's okay. It'll heal them then. I can pop the new one. Same with, like, oh my god, I can't think of what it's called now. The, Spirit Link. Oh my god. Spirit Link Totem. Mine went blank for a minute there. I have a hard time in Raid knowing when the best time to use it is, but that's partly because I don't know these fights super great yet. I think with a little bit more time, I'll know kind of when would be good to use it. But for the most part, I mean, I use it as like an oh shit. So sometimes I don't use it at all. Sometimes I use it once. I almost never use it more than that. Like, even though it sits on cooldown a lot. Like, technically, I could use it twice during a fight most of the time, but I don't always remember to do that. So there's a lot of room for improvement, and I know that. And it's one of those things that's why I made these weak auras, so I can kind of keep a better eye on myself, on what I am doing and what buffs I have, so I don't waste them. Because, man, I waste buffs all the time, and I shouldn't. But yeah. So it's all about remembering what buffs I have available right now, and what cooldowns I have, and oh man, this part right here was just terrible. There we go, I used my spirit link there. But yeah, I also have a little weak aura showing like when I'm using my cooldowns, my healing cooldowns, and when other people are using their healing cooldowns. So if I see it over there that it's in use, I know I don't necessarily have to pop mine. So, and for this fight, we did actually have one of our DPS, our Balance Druids, go resto. That way we had a 4th healer because it was getting a little ridiculous. Obviously, still lots of healing going out. Still lots of healing needed. But this one was a barely kill. I think half of our raid is dead. Yeah. So it was a little bit of a struggle this time around, but we have some people that are still a little bit lower geared